Yeah, it was cool to see that they brought those guys in for stops here and there. I'm looking forward to see if they bring any more people, any big names. It would be super cool to see maybe Seth Rollins the next time NXT stops through Iowa or close by.
That'd be a cool one
to do a drop in. To see Seth Rollins versus Adam Cole or Ricochet or in just like a face versus face match or a standard heel versus face match, that'd be fun. I'd lose my ass.
It's a lot to lose.
Right. I have many much ass.
Favorite match this week? What you got that you saw this past week?
Oh, I like what they're doing with Finn and Braun.
Finn and Braun. That was your favorite one?
Yeah.
I liked that match. My favorite match was Chad Gable, Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah?
I don't know why. I think mostly because of the amateur wrestling aspect that they did. They talked about it prior with Angle.
Yeah.
And then through the whole match, just so much amateur chaining and stuff. Like, I don't know. I loved it.
Well, it's nice for... I mean, Gable's an Olympian.
Yeah.
For him to do that, that's riding a bike. And then at the same time, it's like riding a bike for Ziggler too, but everybody forgets that. Everybody knows him as the WWE flashy Dolph Ziggler. Nobody knows him as Kent State freaking Hall of Famer.
Oh, and so that's what I said, like right before the match, like they'd pull up with Angle and they're like, "Oh yeah, amateur wrestling, yeah, I know all about that."
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
And then I saw the promo, it went to commercial, didn't think anything of it. And like anymore, I mean, I watch wrestling, but it's there in the background most of the time while I'm doing stuff with the kids.
Yeah.
That was the match that I watched all of this week. Like, I don't know what it was, but I liked it. That was my favorite one this week.
Well, I have to agree with you. Seeing more of the mat wrestling and the amateur style wrestling happen every once in a while, kind of it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah,
it's like it's not just that's not something that they always go through in wrestling school. Like sometimes they're like, all right, yeah, that stuff. But here's the arm drag, the hip toss. Like, this is all the stuff that they won't teach you in high school wrestling, that they won't teach you in collegiate wrestling. So to see those guys go out there and kind of go, check this out, and knowing that there are some guys in the back that have never touched collegiate wrestling, go, that's pretty cool. How'd they learn how to do that? Oh, just putting in the work years before they got here, buddy. Yeah, it's always super cool to see that happen. I keep anytime I see mat wrestling, the first thing I think of is like I've got to get Jack into that. I've got to get my son, my daughter into it. So when I see it on TV, it always kind of takes me back to childhood. It gets me excited.
So I segued off you just because your answer wasn't where I wanted to go.
Fair.
But we can go back to Finn and Braun now too.
No, fair. No, no. I like the. I like what they're doing with Finn and Braun, and kind of like they started them off tagging, and now they're like, let's put the perfect team against each other. Like you've got the big muscle of Braun, and then the agility and the maneuverability of Finn. They were a great team. Now, let's take that and turn it in on itself. And they did it very fast. Like, I feel like they could have rode that out as a viable tag team for a while. But I think very quickly...
They're both in Money in the Bank, though, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I guess in that aspect, it makes sense.
But we're still 3 weeks out on Money in the Bank, so they could have gone a little bit longer.
Right.
And they still might. I mean, they went against each other, and they still could do this whole, like, hey, it's cool, we had a match, but we're still...
Exactly. Yeah, there's ways around anything now.
Or they're building it back to them feuding, though, against each other for the Money in the Bank still, too.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed the match of them as well, but it wasn't Gable Ziggler, though.
Fair. That's fair. I think. Well, right now, currently, it is for Money in the Bank, the men's. It's Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor versus The Miz versus Rusev versus Bobby Roode versus Kevin Owens versus to be announced out of Big E, Kofi, or Xavier Woods versus either Daniel Bryan or Samoa Joe.
Yes.
That winner still has to be determined.
So
I think
going to
one,
that,
I think that one gets determined this week's SmackDown.
Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah.
So going to that, back to that part then, Ryan and Johnny touched on it, I believe, last week on the Big Cast. Or was that you guys?
No, that was...
So they touched on that one, thinking that it's saying, I mean, is it just a heel aspect?
Yeah.
I saw a thing on there. I still don't know if it's real or fake. I saw a thing saying that it sounds like his ACL is messed up again, and he's out for 6 months.
I just read something today that it looks like he's got the green light to go back on the road.
So
right.
Yeah, so it's really, I mean, I don't know where that one's going on that.
Yeah, it definitely sucks for Cass, having just come back from such a long stay away, right back into another injury. It kind of paints him into this corner of, are you going to get injured a whole bunch, or is this just one freak accident after another, and after this last one, it's going to be all clear. So I worry about the guy's standing in the company. Like, if he can, he did really well coming back from this first injury, and kind of setting himself up for the spot with Daniel Bryan. But if he has to be away for a long time with an injury to come back, I don't know if he'll be able to get his footing going into another gimmick or another storyline coming back from that second injury. You know, interested to see the girls' Money in the Bank. You got Ember Moon, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Lana, Naomi, and Sasha Banks. I'm interested to see how Lana's going to fare in there. Like, I don't know. All the other females in that match have been known to put on like pretty damn good like match of the night style or value matches.
Or big spots or anything. I mean,
yeah,
like
Lana so far has been known for being the pretty valet. So I'm interested. I'm hopeful, but I'm interested.
at the same time, I mean, you can always have that one that's in there that's just kind of there. I mean, something can happen to her, and she can lay outside the ring the whole match
for sure.
Early on.
The one thing she has is coming in there and screwing it up for somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot she can do in it, so I don't think she's not complacent in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And who knows? I mean, like, so she's in that one, and Rusev's in the other one. It could be a thing,
right? Who knows? Maybe
Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank.
Oh, that would be pretty good. And the Money in the Bank would finally give Rusev something.
Yeah.
If they're not going to put a damn title on the guy while he's running pretty hot right now, a Money in the Bank briefcase would still be a nice little consolation prize.
So talking Money in the Bank, you went to the women's Money in the Bank. I myself almost feel like we might see the women's cashed in that night, though.
Think so?
During another match, Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey. Is she ready? We have 3 weeks to go.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, recently reports were that, like on the European tour, she was scheduled for singles matches on that tour.
Yeah.
And that the officials and stuff deemed her not ready for singles matches, and they were made into 6-man tag matches on that tour.
Yeah,
so I understand why Rousey's put in this match.
Right.
You couldn't put her in a ladder match. She can't be in that.
Right.
She has to be somewhere on the card. There's no Lesnar. There's no Cena on that show.
Right.
She's WWE's biggest draw right now.
Yeah.
Probably over those two even because of her mainstream. But you have neither of them as well. She has to have a spot on that card,
Absolutely.
and you can't put her in a title match or that ladder match, like I said. So, is that the draw though? Is that what happens? I mean,
Right.
that's just my only thing that I can think of possibly, is that there's the cash in.
Right.
You have the Seth Rollins cash in.
Right. Well, I could see the maybe not even before the actual finish to the match.
Yeah, like early on, like make it a triple threat right away, kind of
Right.
thing almost.
Yeah, there's that. There's always the option too of Ronda gets Nia beaten down to the point of almost having her, but Nia pulls out the win, and then somebody comes down and cashes it, and that's how they get it off of Nia. It's still not Nia dropping the belt to Ronda just because she's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
But at the same time, using what Ronda Rousey is as an ass kicker to kind of bring down the I can't find a more feminine way of saying it, so I'm just gonna say it, the behemoth that is Nia Jax. Like using Ronda as the dynamite to kind of bring that wall down a little bit, and then somebody cashing in just at the right time while she's at her weakest. But I mean, I'd be happy with either way.
Yeah.
I'd also
I don't see Ronda losing,
Yeah.
but I don't see her getting that belt yet. So that's why I was like,
Right.
this is the show where wasn't Money in the Bank last year the first match, the women's match?
Yeah.
So the winner of the Money in the Bank, or the very first match on that card, was the women's Money in the Bank,
Right.
and then cash in that night. It'd be quick and fast, and has it been done?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't think they've won it and used it same night.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think Edge did once.
Oh, one of. I thought you were just referring to cash it in like early in the match. I think
Same night they won it. I think Edge did it once.
Same night they won it. That's the thing. If I remember correctly, Edge won it twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
I think
he
one
did
of them.
One of them.
One of them, I think he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, then the rest of the Money in the Bank card kind of looks stacked. You got Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn. You gotta wonder how that's gonna go if Sami Zayn lost a bet or what have you.
well, I don't know if you saw that. So the Bobby Lashley Sami Zayn segment last week.
I saw the one with his sisters.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that was difficult to watch.
That was who can have the worst promo, and Sami Zayn's like, here, hold my beer.
Right. Right. Well, I read a couple people's thoughts on it, and the idea is the Rock segment years ago, This Is Your Life thing, that went so well that since then WWE's like, we can recreate that magic. It's like, maybe not. Maybe that has to come up every couple years. Like
or you have to have Mick Foley.
Right. it seems like they're doing that angle like every 6 or 7 months, and they're trying it with every new guy that they've got to try and get over or make seem more heelish. And it's like, Bobby Lashley, you don't have to do that with Bobby. Like, Bobby, you can come up with something more justifiable than his sisters used to beat him and he still loves them. You know, and bring them out and parade them around with their weapons of choice. I feel with that angle WWE could have done better. And it's, if anything too, it's kind of a slap in Sami Zayn's face. It's like, we've got nothing for you, so we're gonna have you go against Bobby Lashley and his goofy sisters.
You're not in the Money in the Bank ladder match, so